Hi, everybody. Welcome to Saint Misbehavin', the podcast about saints from people who are not. I am your host, Matthew Shadorn, and I'm joined as always by my co-host and chief researcher whose probation period has just been extended 6 more months, Anna Domini. Anna, how are you doing today?
Well, what a way to find out. I was doing well. Yeah.
The organization's just not sure if we want to commit to you as the permanent researcher and co-host.
Okay. What's it centered on? Is a lot riding on this episode?
I guess we'll see.
Okay.
But otherwise, how are you doing today, Anna?
I'm all right. I went for a walk in the park, had some chips. They were very nice. There's the kiosk in my local park. There's a big portion of chips for £2.50, and it is
That's nice.
Excellent.
Did you also ride on the little train?
I didn't. I went into the garden centre and said hi to the guinea pigs that live there.
Oh, that's nice.
So that was cute.
I didn't know there was a garden center in your park.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's like a horticultural therapy place. So
Really?
You can do like gardening. They have sessions where you can just come and do gardening for mental health. I think you have to like sign up to be looked after by them. They don't just let anyone just walk in. But it's a cool thing where like any plants you buy from there support the community in that way, which is kind of cool.
That's very nice. So yeah, you can get feelings out just digging and crying.
Well, weeding's pretty good as well, just tearing things out of the ground.
Right.
It's a very physical. I can see why it'd be therapeutic.
This sounds great, actually.
It's good, and they've got a little guinea pig enclosure, and they have
nice.
like a butterfly house, but it's closed at the moment.
Butterfly houses are great. I have to come to your park more often. You live in a swanky part of town.
Well, you could become my friend, and then you could visit all the time.
Well, it's a public park, right? I can just go whenever I want.
Well, yes, but if you wanted to have an excuse or like use a nicer loo than the one in the park.
I guess. All right. I promise if I have to use the bathroom while in the park, I will contact you.
This is how you make friends, folks.
Otherwise, I just imagine like I'm wandering around the park and I'm getting a text. It's like, I can see you from my window. Do you want to hang out? It's like, I don't know what you're talking about. That's not me.
I'm in London today. I don't know who that guy is.
That's just somebody that's remarkably...
Oh, there must be someone else who looks exactly like you and also has a giant Scottish baby.
Yeah, maybe we'll come by next Friday. You have Fridays off and we'll...
I do have Fridays off and I have nothing else to do.
So Anna, in addition to going to the garden center, have you done anything saintly or experienced anything miraculous lately? Or
Well, I tried to do something saintly on Thursday, which was I tried to lend my time to look after my friend's child for free, but then he insisted not only on calling me a colleague, but also on paying me, so I couldn't do that saintly thing. So I babysat for you for money, and that was my saintly thing.
I'm sorry that you got to hang out with my baby. You got free dinner, and you got 2 bottles of cider, which you left at my house, which I wish you'd have taken.
Because I don't drink anymore.
Well, you know what?
It was a terrible present, just rubbing it in my face.
Oh my God, you act like you're never going to drink again.
I may never drink again.
True. We both know that's not true.
Wow.
Whatever. Okay, well, if you never drink again, that's fine. That's perfectly valid choice.
Thank you for not peer pressuring me to break my sobriety. Very responsible.
Yeah, and I'm sorry I gave you money to get a cab home, which then you pocketed and took the bus.
Yeah, but I did try to give it back at that point.
Bit stingy there. You're like, oh, I'm making money on this now.
That wasn't what it was at all. But I then did spend all the money in Oxfam, so...
Oh, there you go. Yeah, you donated to charity, so that's good. So
Sort of. I got a selection of tasteful homewares in exchange, but yes, definitely donated it to charity.
Well, I was going to say, yes, the miraculous thing I experienced is that Alice and I had a night out furnished by a good Samaritan.
Was that the first time you've been out?
No, but it was only a handful of times we've been out.
Yeah.
And actually, I felt kind of bad because somehow I got so full. At the end of the meal, I was just like, I need to get up and walk around. And everybody was just sitting around hanging out. And I was just like, I hate this.
I remember why we don't do this ever now. The baby's just an excuse.
I was just like, I'm so, that thing where you just get really full and you're just like, okay, I just need to walk somewhere now or like lay down or something.
Yeah, but usually with me, I if I get very full, I just want to lie down rather than walk.
But like just sitting at a table.
See anyone. Talk to anyone.
Yeah, we had a lovely dinner out. We went to the second to last night that Ollie's Thai in Oxford was open. A Thai restaurant that The Guardian says you should crawl holograph broken glass to get to if you can.
Well, now you can't. So
Yeah, no, you can't. So you crawled through that broken glass like a jerk.
would you have crawled across
No.
broken glass for it? Was it that good?
No, I don't know. There were things in there that I really enjoyed, and I always enjoyed going there. But my wife and her friends were really like into this place and really loved it. And I was like, I've always been like, it's thoroughly okay, and I really like it. It's not my favorite place.
Right.
But it's good.
So what you're saying is good riddance.
Nah, it's funny. I found out that they're closing the restaurant and opening a deli because they just don't want to work at night. This is how successful the restaurant was. The restaurant's never been open on Saturdays
That's wild.
because they just don't want to work Saturday nights. And now they're like, we just don't want to work at nights at all. So they open a deli.
And they're like, we don't really want to cook either. Let's turn into a shop.
Yeah, exactly.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I love this level of success. This is like, it's an impressive level of success where you've just been like, you know what? I just don't want to do the stuff that most restaurants have to do. I don't know. Like, it's this level of success. Like, if you were a famous artist, you'd just be like, you know what? I'm just going to perform at the same place every week, and you guys can come and see me
And it's
there.
right next to my house. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's a block away from my house, and I'm just going to go there. And that's my dream as a comedian. It's just like, look, guys, if you want to come and see me, I'm here every Wednesday. Just
I mean, that's what the open mic is, right?
pretty much, yeah. And also this. I don't want to go anywhere.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Anyways, went to Ollie's Thai. That was really nice. Had a nice dinner with some friends. It was also our friend's birthday. She was kind enough to share her reservation with us. Yeah, and it was good. Anyways, and
So that was your miraculous thing.
It was, yes. And I feel like it's a special place. Like a lot of people. Did you ever even get to go to Ollie's Thai?
Never got to go there.
Never got to go. See, it was like
And I've lived in Oxford 10 years now.
Yeah. It was like an Oxford institution. You had to get reservations 3 months in advance. They only open the reservations the first of the month for the month 3 months following. And if you didn't call the morning of the first, you didn't get reservations for the month.
That's ugh.
It was just like such a thing, a ritual.
See, that's just the level of exclusivity where I'm like, I don't care how good this food is. I will have no part of this.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. And this is why, like, because my wife and her friends were really into this, I was like, fine, I'll go, but I'm not fucking doing this. I once went there for my wife's birthday. I once actually physically walked over there on the first of the month so I could get a reservation
With a hat
on her birthday.
in your hand, like, begging.
Please do. I was like, what do you want me to do? I will suck your dick. I need this reservation.
Christ. Which made for a weird birthday card. Like, dear Alice, you're the only person I've ever loved. By the way.
For you. Only for you I would do this. Anyways.
Wow.
Or just for fun. I don't know. Anyways, Anna, today is February 27th, 2022. Who is today's saint?
Today's saint is Josaphat Kuntsevych.
I'm sorry.
Josaphat. I think it might be Kuntsevych, or in some spellings it's without the T, so then it could be Kuntsevych. But it definitely looks like Kuntsevych.
All right. Josaphat
Kuntsevych.
Kuntsevych. Okay.
Kuntsevych.
Kuntsevych.
Maybe.
Okay. When is his date?
His day is actually several days in November.
Oh.
But you'll see why he's relevant as the story goes on, I'm sure.
Oh, so when did he live?
So roughly 1580 to 1623.
Okay. So good, solid middle-aged saint.
40 years. I guess, yeah, old old in his time, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, he
43.
lived in the Middle Ages, and he lived to be middle-aged. So
There we go. The middle of the Middle Ages.
He did it.
Bang in the middle. So, bit of background.
Okay.
500 years earlier.
Cut to.
Yeah, in 1054, a schism took place between the Eastern Church, centered in Constantinople, and the Western Church of Rome.
Schisms. Love
Yeah.
it. You don't get a lot of schisms these days. You know,
Right, well, I thought you might want to hear about a schism.
I do. I want to hear about a schism. You know, it seems like.
Okay, well then shut up and listen.
I'm just saying, you just get, sometimes you get,
A cleft.
You get a cleft, you get the occasional parting of ways, you get the occasional disagreement, but you don't get you hardly get
Conscious
a schism.
uncoupling.
Yeah, these schisms, you rarely hear people like, have you spoken to Steve lately? And I know we've got quite a schism right now.
Well, we should bring it back, maybe. And it's, I guess, quite a turbulent event, really. It's a more dramatic word than beef.
Sure.
Like, why is beef in the vernacular and schism isn't?
See, beef you can't take seriously, but schism, if you said like, oh, we've got quite the schism right now, you're like, whoa, that's
very serious.
It sounds medical. I don't know. Anyway, so the Church of Rome and the Church of Constantinople, they had a falling out.
Yeah. No. Wait, yes.
Yes, yeah.
Trouble between the two had been brewing for centuries because of cultural, political, and theological differences. but it was in 1054 that a guy called Cardinal Humbert was sent to Constantinople to try and reconcile the latest flare-up and wound up excommunicating the patriarch. So it sounds like it didn't work.
Just like, you know what? I'm sick of your shit. You're all excommunicated. You know what?
Yeah.
Fuck this. Just as I'm storming out of Constantinople. Every single one of you.
Yeah, so he failed his masters in conflict resolution, for sure.
Yeah.
The immediate problems included an insistence on the Byzantine rite, married clergy, which was, a big no-no.
Can't have that.
And a disagreement over whether the Holy Spirit was equal to the Father and Son or proceeded from the Father and Son.
Trinitarianism? Yeah. It seems like a weird hill to die on.
So much of like ironing out orthodoxy is just like semantic arguments that have very little implication for real life.
Yeah.
But are enough for people to excommunicate each other over.
It's like, let's have a holy war about the slight difference in pecking order between three
the ghost
guys
and the sky dad
that we all agree are the same guy, but we think that one is slightly more powerful than the other.
Yeah, it's kind of mad. The split only grew worse from there, centering mostly on whether to accept the authority of the Pope and Rome.
Yeah.
5 centuries later, King Sigismund III Vassas, that's his full name, Sigismund III Vassa, or maybe Sigismund III Vassa.
Why is it the third and then something after it? Why isn't he Sigismund Vassar the third?
Maybe 3 is his middle name.
Okay.
It's just how it's written.
His middle name is 3 Eyes, which is in his language was a perfectly normal name.
I mean, maybe he pronounced it. My name is Sigismund Vassar.
Vassar.
Yeah.
Where are we at? Where's he the king of?
Good question. He was king of Poland.
Okay.
Oh, and he was also the Grand Duke of Lithuania. And king of Sweden, and the Grand Duke of Finland. So, a powerful guy.
Seems kind of disparate territories.
Yeah. I guess, though, maybe the actual borders would have been quite different back in that day.
Oh, yeah. I was recently looking at a map of historical Eastern Europe, as I'm sure many of us are these days. I was amazed at how big Poland used to be.
Yeah. So, this guy, King Sigismund Vasa, he was King of Poland, among other achievements, I suppose. Yeah. His policy for the Counter-Reformation in the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth was to reunite, quote, through missions to non-Catholics, both Protestant and Orthodox, all Christians into the Catholic Church.
Okay, so he's going...
Basically, there was this big schism, and then there was a lot of conflict following from that, and then 5 centuries later, this guy, who's King of Poland, has a Counter-Reformation policy trying to reunite everyone back into the Catholic Church.
Let's get everybody back to being Catholic. He's like, so this whole Protestant thing is a fad. Let's get back to basics.
Yeah. So after preliminary negotiations between Sigismund and the Grand Chancellor and Great Hetman of the Crown, Jan Zamoyski.
Which crown?
Well, he was hetman of the crown, so that's something else that's not the king, right?
Right. Was he like a vizier? Like he's the grand vizier of...
Something like that. Oh, so hetmans of the crown were the highest ranking military officers, second only to the king.
Oh, okay.
So they had negotiations, after which a delegation of bishops from the Eastern Orthodox Metropolitanate of Kiev was sent to Rome in 1595 to accede to the Union of Brest on condition that their rituals and discipline were left intact.
Okay, you do know that you've just said nonsense words. What's the...
Yes, it's not making much sense to me either.
So these...
You just heard breast and your brain just went a bit short-circuiting, is what I'm getting from this.
Titty church, you say? No, wait, so these bishops came from Kiev. Mm-hmm. They went to Rome to heal the schism between East and West that's been raging for 5 centuries.
So there was a cleavage and they went to Brest to try and sort it out. That's what I'm hearing. So it was part, I think, of a mission to bring the Eastern Church back into... back under the authority of the Pope of Rome.
Okay, all right.
So 2 factions, those Eastern Orthodox bishops who were signatories and those Eastern Orthodox bishops who were not signatories, met and communicated with each other, or in some accounts excommunicated each other. So very different things.
Right.
But those who didn't agree were in a much worse position than before because they were no longer officially recognised. So this union, ironically, resulted in 2 sectarian groups. So against this backdrop of conflict and division, our saint was born in 1580 or maybe 1584.
I was wondering when we were getting back. What's his name again?
I brought it back. You lost your faith in me, and now we're back on track, right?
Yeah, okay. I forgot his name. It's been so long.
Oh, well, that's fine, because he was born with a different name anyway.
Oh, okay.
So Ivan, or Johann, i.e. John Kuntsevych, in 1580, in Volodymyr, in the Volhynian voivodeship, in the Lesser Poland province of the Polish Crown, which is now in Ukraine.
Okay.
I mean, my geography is not super strong, and like historical geography, even less so. So
Right.
try and keep up as best you can.
So he was born in in a section of the Polish Empire that is now modern day Ukraine.
Yeah.
Okay, I can see why we picked this saint now.
He was baptized into a family associated with the Eastern Orthodox Church, although in some accounts his father is described as Catholic. So, he was born on one side or the other side of this conflict.
What great record keeping this is. He was either on one side or the total opposite side.
Yeah.
But the important thing is he was born.
Yeah, we've got there after 5 centuries. We got there. Although descended from Ruthenian nobility, which I think Ruthenians would be Ukrainians and Belarusians, maybe, like now. So, although descended from nobility, his father had embarked in business and held the office of town councillor, although you'll see in a minute that he can't have been very good at that.
Oh, that's a powerful man, well connected. Yeah. Good for him.
So, both of Kuntsevych's parents encouraged religious participation in one or the other church, we're not sure.
Just anywhere, it doesn't matter. Just as long as you're participating.
And Christian piety in the young John. In the school at Volodymyr, he studied Church Slavonic and memorized most of the Horologion.
Say, what's this Horologion? Sounds sexy.
Well, it translates as the Book of Hours and is part of the divine service in the Eastern Orthodox Church.
No, that doesn't sound very sexy.
Much less sexy than you thought it was going to be, I'm sure.
Yeah, I was like, oh, Book of Horrors.
Wow, okay.
All right, well, whatever.
Anyway, so in the school at Volodymyr, he studied Church Slavonic and memorized most of the Horologion, which from this period he began to read every day. So he was super fun.
What a good, that's good. He's reading, improving his mind. I mean, it seems like he's just reading the one book, but still.
Yeah, I mean, very much the Harry Potter at its time, I assume.
Yeah.
As a boy, Kuntsevych was said to have shunned the usual games of childhood. Instead, he prayed much and lost no opportunity to assist in church services.
Sorry, boys, too busy to play tag. I'm off to help refill the holy water.
Children especially regarded him with affection, so clearly didn't affect his popularity. Maybe they thought he was cool because he didn't he was too good for tag, as you say.
He was too good to hang out with their little games. They're like, he's so cool, he goes to church every day.
Yeah.
And he can read.
Yeah, all these rumours started springing up around him. Of that. He was said to have had unusual talent in his early days at school, but due to his parents' lack of financial sources, he had to leave school and start an apprenticeship in Vilna, which is in Belarus, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's why I said his dad can't have been great at business, because he was a businessman, but they couldn't afford schooling.
Yeah. Well, he couldn't even be a apprentice at his own dad's business.
That's a good point. Maybe his dad had some self-awareness and was like, you should not learn business from me.
Listen, this business is very bad. Look, his dad is like, I'm a dung sculptor. I just sculpt little figurines out of dung, and business is not great, son. I'm going to be honest with you.
The dung market is not booming.
What did he become an apprentice in?
He was an apprentice for a merchant. I'll tell you a bit more about that in a sec. But the point is, he moved to Vilnius for this apprenticeship. Okay. In Vilnius, divided through the contentions of the various religious sects, he became acquainted with men such as Joseph Veliamin Rutsky, a former Calvinist who converted to the Catholicism and had transformed from the Western to the Byzantine rite. So he was kind of straddling both sides of the divide, I guess, this guy. Because he converted to Catholicism, but still, I guess the Byzantine would have been Eastern.
Right. He still got a hand in
the
Eastern. He's Catholic, but he's got a little bit of Eastern flavor to it.
Adding in some variety, yeah. So Rutsky supported the recent union with Rome, and under his influence, Kuntsevych grew interested in the Catholic Church. So, when you go off to learn trade, but you get converted and sucked into a big religious debate.
So this is like he's just wandering along the street one day, and some guy's like, hey kid, you want a bit of Eucharist? The first one's free.
You don't think that you're drinking actual blood, but you could be if You just sign here.
Hey, why don't you just go to one mass, man? It's not going to kill you. Huh? Come on. That's how they catch you.
Yeah, the transubstantiation being the gateway drug.
Exactly. Get a little whiff of incense and you're just, you're gone. There's no coming back.
Well, those cool rosary beads.
Mm-hmm.
Very appealing.
A young man
Yeah.
out on the world for the first time on his own. Some
Got
guy
money
comes
to spend from his apprenticeship.
Exactly. Some guy comes along, bit of blood of Christ. Anyways.
He started to get involved, I guess.
Okay.
So, he wasn't terribly successful working for the merchant as part of his apprenticeship because he became distracted by his own devotions.
Yeah, that's going to happen.
Yeah. So, instead of pursuing trade, he continued learning Slavonic and would recite some lengthy Byzantine office every day.
It's like, Ivan, we have customers. You need to stop praying. You have to go and deal with the customers. Please, can you please get off your knees and go help? This is not what I hired you to do.
You always side with the boss, don't you, Matt?
I do. Well,
you are the man.
He's a small businessman. He's trying to make a go. He took in this young kid. He's like, I'll help him out, learn his way in the world. And I've been squandering this opportunity. He's saying I would much rather just, talk a bunch of gibberish.
Wow. Well, quite. At first, his boss, Papovich, viewed his behaviour with displeasure, like you. But John gradually won such a position in his esteem that Papovich offered him his entire fortune and his daughter's hand.
Wow.
There's not much detail on how he turned that around, but clearly there was something in the holy water or something that meant he eventually became very good at business.
Maybe. Or people would come to the store to see the kid who's just praying all day.
Yeah.
And then they buy a few things. It's like it's become a real attraction.
Yeah.
It's like Little Shop of Horrors. He's very much the Audrey 2 of this situation.
But instead it was the Little Shop of Horologian.
Exactly. Hey, maybe. Or maybe it was just like he ruined his business. He's like, you know what? Why don't you just fucking take it? Why don't you take my daughter too? I don't give a shit. Fucking ruin my whole business with your weird praying.
I would say that, Papovich hired this guy from his dad, who was very unsuccessful. What did he expect?
I don't know.
Maybe he wasn't the greatest businessman either. Anyway, John turned all this down. So this large fortune and a wife. What do you think he did instead?
I don't know. Probably something dumb. This seems like a good idea. Did he join the clergy?
He did.
Yeah, that's what they all do, isn't it?
Predictable. Yeah. I'm sorry. Yes, in 1604, when he was in his early 20s, John entered the monastery of the Trinity of the Order of St. Basil the Great in Vilnius.
The Monastery of the Trinity
of
the
Order of St. Basil.
Of St. Basil of the Great.
Yeah.
Wow, there's a lot of ubs in there. They got those ubs wholesale, and
yeah,
we're gonna use them all. Okay, so he joins this monastery.
Mm-hmm. At which time he was given the religious name Josaphat.
Because he's a chubby boy. He's a little chubby boy. Who's a little chubby boy? He's Josaphat.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's the origin story of his name.
Oh, okay. It's fun.
His favourite devotional exercise, we all have one. Let's
Oh,
not.
I mean, I don't know. Do I have to pick one? All right. Well, it's like picking a favorite finger, go ahead.
Thank you. His favourite devotional exercise was the traditional Eastern monastic practice of prostrations, in which the head touches the ground while saying the Jesus prayer.
Oh, okay.
Is that your fave too?
Oh, it's top 5. Maybe top 3. Depends on how nice the floor is.
Right, yeah, if it's a good floor.
So wait, he does downward dog. Mm-hmm. Or no, wait, what's the one where so he's on his knees, but then he stretches out till his head touches the floor.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, that is a yoga move, isn't it?
Yeah, what's that one called? I forgot. That's not downward dog. It's shit, I forget. Oh well.
You've always got to brush up on your yoga before we do this, just in case.
I know. I think it's just blasphemous, really, to bring yoga into this here.
Well, I don't know why you did it then.
Yeah. Sorry.
Anyway.
This is not a blasphemous podcast at all.
Never.
So he do this down low pray, and then he didn't eat meat?
He never ate meat, and he fasted much. He wore a hair shirt.
Damn it. Guys in their fucking hair shirts.
And a chain around his waist. I thought you would appreciate the hair shirt.
I mean, the hair shirt is predictable. The chain around the waist, is this just a style thing? It's just this chain, where this stylish chain, it kind of brings the whole thing together. You don't sling it low over one hip. It's nice.
I guess, if it's a kind of heavy chain, it'd be quite uncomfortable. Which may be
the idea.
The point.
Yeah.
But he slept on the bare floor and chastised his body until blood flowed. which
Of course,
sounds healthy.
Yeah, it all sounds great. And you say died at 40, huh? Wow.
What a surprise.
Well, that's surprising. Yeah. He slept on the bare floor. I mean, come on, get a good night's rest. How are you? It's like,
How are you going to serve the Lord if you don't have energy from a good night's sleep?
that's what I'm saying, you know? It's hard. The floor is hard. And then,
And the conditions more generally, yeah.
You know, just at least throw some hay down or something.
Well, he had his hair shirt to cushion him, I guess.
Oh, that sounds like even worse. That sounds like a
Yeah.
worse. It's like, oh, you're laying on the hard floor and now it's itchy. Great.
Yeah.
Really didn't solve any problems.
No, I think that was the point, though. So the other monks around him frequently urged him to set some bounds to his austerities, but he
Again.
ignored them.
I love how in all these stories there's a whole group of people being like, dude, you need to reel it in.
But clearly, you know, the Catholic Church takes the view that they were wrong because
guess
it's
so,
these
yeah.
guys that became the saints. So,
And they're just obscure monks who were just probably doing also
Yeah.
shitty things, but not going far enough, and now they're
yeah,
not saints.
exactly. So
you
they
know?
were like, "Can you just stop making us look bad?"
I think most monks are just like, look, I'm just enjoying hanging out and it being very quiet. It feels like it's just a bunch of introverts, monks. It's like if you were a real serious introvert in the Middle Ages, you just like became a monk. You're like, I just want to be in this walled monastery. I want to fucking just till this garden, maybe make beer, or do whatever monks do, just kind of hang out.
Yeah.
You know, it just seems like a chill life. You know, you don't have to worry about going to war or having to deal with a bunch of bullshit like most middle-aged people do, or Middle Ages people do.
Middle-aged people.
You
Schisms.
know, like people in the middle. Yeah, it's just like you're just like it's just gonna be nice and quiet. You know, just have to deal with minimal amounts of people.
And then along comes a saint and just upends everything.
Yeah, you're just like, this guy's doing too much. It's like we did not get into this business to do too much, man. We did it to do the minimum amount of things with the minimum amount of people. You are fucking up our spot, man.
Totally. Well, yeah, made worse by the fact that stories of his sanctity rapidly spread and distinguished people began to visit the young monk.
Was it
So there
more
you
people
go.
coming here? This
Yeah.
is not what I signed up for. I also love what drew a crowd in the Middle Ages. It's like, you hear about this guy who sleeps on a floor? Crazy, right? You want to go see?
Wait, don't we sleep on the floor? Yeah, but we sleep on the floor because we're poor, not out of choice.
No, he chooses to sleep on the floor. Isn't that crazy?
It's crazy.
And he's got this weird ass shirt.
It's like one of those, like, what's classy if you're rich but trashy if you're poor?
Yeah. What's
Suffering. After a notable life as a layman, his friend Rutsky also joined the order. Rutsky shared the young Josaphat's passion to work for reunion with Rome, and the two friends spent long hours making plans on how they could bring about the communion and reform monastic life.
So they got big plans. They're gonna
Yeah.
they're gonna heal this schism. They're like, it's gonna be you and me, Rusky. We're
Yeah.
gonna figure it out. Josaphat and Rusky, they're gonna know our names because we're gonna be the guys. Fix the schism. What are we gonna do, guys?
Exactly.
I don't know why I'm like characterizing them like they're just doing rails of cocaine. Like, here's our ideas.
Maybe they were, or maybe they were just, you know, so wired from not sleeping that it
Exactly.
was like, you know, when you're so tired, it's like being drunk.
Yeah, yeah. Just
That kind of
just
thing.
them in their cells like, Rusky, are you still awake? You're like, yeah, because I'm laying on a cold floor. So you want to talk about healing the schism some more? Yeah, I guess so.
Just a fun sleepover.
Yeah,
Why not?
basically, that's what being a monk is. It's just a
Yeah.
fun sleep, non-stop fun sleepover.
Well, the least fun you can have on a sleepover, am I right?
Probably, yeah.
In 1609, after private study under the Jesuit Valentin Groza Fabriski,
Uh-huh.
Josaphat was ordained as a priest by a Catholic bishop and subsequently became the hegemon or prior of several monasteries.
Oh,
So he's
just,
climbing the ladder.
yeah, I've got
He's going
big
to
promotion
heal the
there.
schism one church at a time.
This is like, I had this job where like somebody was in kind of a job that was slightly below mine, but they'd been working there longer, and then they finally got their college degree, and they're like, great, and then they made them the head of a department because they're
Wow.
like,
Yeah.
they're like, okay, but it's like, but it was such bullshit because they were like, even though you've worked here, you're totally capable of doing this. This job does require a college degree.
Yeah,
Pretty
and then
much.
as soon as they got a
Yeah.
degree, they were more experienced and as qualified.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this was in a hospital. Like, she became the head of the radiology department or something like
Wow.
that. She went from, anyways. But yeah, it's the same kind of bullshit. It's like, oh, you're a priest? Great. You're in charge of everything now. Couldn't give you this job
Quite.
before, but now
Yeah.
you've had some private tutoring in priestly ways.
Yeah.
Good for him.
You don't sound bitter at all.
No, I'm not. Whatever. I was just glad I didn't get fired from that job.
The careers of the two friends parted physically when Josaphat was sent to found new houses in Rome and Rutsky was made abbot at Vilna.
Wait, why new houses in Rome? Just doing like Habitat for Humanity in Rome or something? Like what?
No, I think it means like monasteries.
Oh, why do you need monasteries in Rome? That's Rome. I shouldn't know they have.
Yeah,
I
that's a
don't
good
know.
point. Well, maybe they were like transitional, so they were like halfway between Eastern and papal.
Papal.
Yeah. Josaphat replaced Rutsky as an abbot when Rutsky became the Metropolitan of Kiev.
Boy,
What is the Metropolitan, you ask?
I don't know. These guys are just moving up the ladder. These guys are just like...
Yeah.
They're killing it. But what is the Metropolitan of Kiev?
Oh, like an archbishop.
Oh, okay. But in the city, right? So it's like not some shitty country
archbishop. The urban archbishop, yeah.
It's very sophisticated and very much modern.
Yeah. And Josaphat, immediately on becoming the abbot, put into practice his early plans of reform.
Gonna whip this abbey into shape.
Yeah. On November the 12th, 1617, he was consecrated as the coadjutor archipart.
Did you say archiparch?
Yeah, for the archiparchy of Polotsk.
It sounds like Cockney rhyming slang.
I think it's probably pronounced archiparchy, but I don't know if that's any better.
No, they're both pretty bad.
So it's either archiparch or archparch.
Also, what's a coagitator? It sounds like something you'd buy in a fancy blender. It's like it's got this one agitator, but it's like a coagitator to really get things mixed up.
It's an archiparch is basically an archbishop.
Right. Okay.
Oh wait, it was the coadjutor you were asking.
Yeah, that's
about.
not what I asked. Yeah.
Okay. All right, give me a sec.
But I did think archiparch was a place. Oh, that's good.
Basically, I think he was like one step below the archbishop.
Okay.
But then a few months later, in March 1618, he became the archiparch.
Okay.
So I think maybe it was like an archiparch in waiting or something.
Right.
On taking up the position, Kuntsevych faced the daunting task of bringing the local populace to accept union with Rome. He faced stiff opposition from the monks, who feared the liturgical Latinization of their traditional Byzantine rite.
Oh.
So they didn't want to learn Latin.
I am too old to learn a new language. Thank you very much.
Exactly. They didn't have Duolingo back then, so it would have been much harder.
If only.
This whole schism could have been avoided if
like,
they had an app for that.
We bought you this Rosetta Stone so you can learn Latin. All right? Rejoin the Church in Rome, huh? But this is like way before Vatican II, where they were eventually like, you know what, actually, maybe it's good if people can understand what we're saying.
Yeah.
And they're like, maybe that would be helpful in people's spiritual journey to understand what their religious leaders are saying. Maybe.
I mean,
What?
could be. Or they could realise that it's a load of nonsense.
Like, wait, this is what it sounded so much fancier in Latin. This is bullshit.
Wait, what did you say I just put in my mouth? The body?
What? The blood of who? Holy shit. Oh, no. I can see why you were telling me this in Latin.
Yeah,
oh, my God.
it's got a weird aftertaste that you only notice as soon as you learn that. Ugh.
Peace be with who? And also who? No. I won't hear of it. Anyways.
As archiparch, he restored the churches and issued a catechism to the clergy with instructions that it should be memorized.
Memorize this and then destroy it.
He composed rules for priestly life and entrusted deacons to the task of superintending their observance. I don't know what that means. I don't know why I left that in there.
He put deacons in charge of the logistics.
Okay.
So the priest can focus on
their observance, i.e. the rules. Got you.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
So the deacons are there doing the day-to-day.
Yeah. He's
business.
delegating.
Yeah, delegating. Yeah.
Which he must have learned during his apprenticeship, I'm guessing.
Yeah, this is all the business stuff is coming back. See, it's all full circle. It's a whole part of a story.
Exactly. It totally makes narrative sense now.
Sure.
He assembled synods, i.e. councils, in various towns.
Can you imagine? I'm sorry, just like these people who wasted their entire lives just
You're
like
still stuck
fighting...
up on the Latin thing, aren't you?
No, I'm thinking about like all these guys who are just like really fighting over very particular rules. And like just this was their whole life, is just fighting over rules. Like these very specific like observances, and it's just like you could have done so much more with your life and helped out so many people, but instead you're just like, I'm really focusing on the particular observances of this religion to the benefit of no one.
It's really not seeing the wood for the trees.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't know, it just really hit me. It's like, what a sad fucking life this is.
I thought it was going to be all about solitude and reading.
Yeah, I know. It's like either you're in it to help people, right, or you're in it to just hide out inside a monastery or a nunnery, which seem like, there's a lot of people just seem to be in it to be like, I just want to be left alone. Why don't I go and join the clergy?
Yeah.
Or maybe you're in it to just like help people, but instead you're just like in it for like to be like a grammar Nazi, just to be really specific about certain wording.
What I'm hearing, Matt, is you're saying that ACAB includes monks.
Possibly. I mean, it's like, did you hear about that guy? There's a priest in, I think Colorado, somewhere in the US, who had hundreds of baptisms invalidated because he said one word wrong.
Wow, what a pain. I mean, what did he say? Like, I baptize you in the name of the devil. Oh shit, I mean Jesus, Jesus. Because that would be quite a big word to get wrong, to be fair.
Yeah, it was like, I've been saying Jeebus this whole time? Uh-oh. No, it's literally like, he would say, I baptize you instead of like, we baptize you, or something like that.
Oh, wow.
It is very particular and and they were like, oh, actually, turns out all your babies are going to hell. Sorry.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's exactly what Jesus was all about.
Yeah. It's very
Tiny
specific.
Semantic differences. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It's just like, yeah, can we get lost in the semantic weeds of these things, while meanwhile everything important about what we were trying to do here just falls by the wayside. Not important. What is important is very specific rules and observances. Anyways, please continue.
Wild. I'm glad you got that off your chest.
It just really hit me as just like, I felt really bad. And then just like, I don't know, whatever, go ahead.
Good.
This is the last episode.
What? Oh my god. Wow, so I did not pass that probation after all then.
I think you'd be like, I'm free.
Finally got my weekends back. Oh.
Go ahead.
Thanks. Where was I? So he assembled synods in the various towns in the diocese, and he firmly opposed the Grand Chancellor of the Grand Duchy of Lithuania, Josaphat.
We're like, is this guy just $2,000? He's $2,000, right? The Grand Chancellor,
he's the Grand Chancellor of the Grand Duchy.
It's like, it feels
Lithuania.
like it's $2,000, right? Like, yeah. I don't like this guy.
Fair. Well, he wished to make what Josaphat saw as too many concessions to the Eastern Orthodox, so he opposed him. What's more, the church at Polotsk, which he was now Archbishop of, was literally and figuratively in ruins, with buildings falling apart, clergy marrying 2 or 3 times. Like, once was offensive enough, but
wow, this is real. Like, you turn your back for 1 second, the place has gone to shit.
They're going wild.
Guys are doubling up on wives. Like, what?
And clergy everywhere, not really interested in pastoral care or model Christian living. Real party house, these monasteries.
Sounds fun. That is crazy. Like, just like, how lax was the control there? People were like, oh, we can't marry once, but it doesn't say we can't marry 3 times.
Exactly. Good.
There's nothing in the rule book about this.
It's a bit like, I think it's in Exodus, before Moses gets the 10 Commandments. It says something like Yahweh turns his back and he turns back again, and like all the Israelites were now worshipping idols. It's like, you turn your back for 1 minute.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, I went up that mountain for a couple days, and this is what happens. Yeah, I don't know. It does feel like so many of these stories are just people being like, oh, I'm so over this bullshit. Let's just do whatever we want.
Yeah.
And then some asshole comes back and was like, what? What are you doing? And this guy's the same.
So what you're saying is that, Catholicism could have been a lot more fun were it not for guys like this.
Yeah, this guy seems like the world's biggest fucking buzzkill. All right, so he comes across this hedonistic ruin of an abbey.
A literal and metaphorical ruin as well, because the buildings were falling apart, and the moral rectitude of the clergy was also falling apart. Within 3 years, he'd rebuilt the church, but his most compelling argument was his own life, which he spent preaching, instructing others in the faith, and visiting the needy of the towns. Well, so you get the impression he's a real stickler, but actually, at least he's not a hypocrite.
Yeah,
that's what I guess
he is helping out the needy. It's very good. I'm very into that.
And hurting himself, don't forget.
Yeah, and then the whipping, of course, we all respect and think is great. Yeah, I mean, he rebuilt the church. Did he just like kick everybody out who was just like all these bigamist guys? That what are you doing here?
No, I think just, arguing, changing hearts and minds.
Yeah. He's like, look at me.
Teaching.
I didn't get married.
Look how much fun I have. I get kept up all night too by the hair shirt, not by ladies.
Yeah, you think sleeping with ladies is great. Have you ever tried sleeping on a cold stone floor? But wait, in an itchy shirt.
It's that classic meme of like, sex is good, but have you ever hit yourself until you bleed?
Yeah, think about it. Sounds great, doesn't it?
So through all this, he was successful in winning over a large portion of the people. But because his plans tended to reflect his own extremely austere ascetic tendencies, he was not always met with joy.
You don't say. Yeah.
So not everyone was drinking this Kool-Aid.
The local hero just like, man, this guy is great. Hey, how can we be more like you? Well, you want to get yourself one of these really cool whips. And it's like, wait.
For riding horses, right?
No. And also, you're going to want to stop eating him at least 4 days a week.
Oh. So one community threatened to throw him into the river until his compassion and his convincing words won them over to make some changes. So he was unable to reform the group, but his character generated their goodwill. So I guess they put him down.
Okay. As the mob carries him towards the river, like, guys, come on, it's me.
And they're like, oh,
It's
fair enough,
Josaphat.
it is you. Yeah.
It's me, Joey, come on. You're not angry at Joey, are you? No, we can't say that at you.
He would have made a big splash.
Hey, that's terrible.
Thanks.
All right, so...
But overall, the dispute between the East and West was breaking his see. So the see is the area that he's looking after as a bishop. There was much bitterness and violence on both sides, and the laity was confused. The secular rulers were causing havoc in church affairs. Around 1620, a man called Metitius Smortritsky was appointed as a rival bishop of Polotsk, i.e. the same position that Josaphat had.
I'm the bishop round these parts. Don't you listen to me.
This see's only big enough for one bishop, and it ain't you.
It's a real bishop showdown.
Yeah, they draw their pointed hats at dawn by a group of dissident bishops who began to sow the seeds of dissension, claiming that Josaphat was really a Latin priest, which is a good bit of misinformation to spread, given that, he was Catholic. So
wait, so this is the rulers of the area were trying to sow dissent.
Yeah.
By installing their own bishops.
Yeah.
And having a whisper campaign against Josaphat.
Yeah.
From other bishops being like, actually, what I heard. Actually, some kind of Latin
he's not
priest.
He's not even a bishop. He's just a Latin priest.
He's a Latin priest. Yeah, I don't know what that is either, but I know he's not any kind of bishop.
Well, yeah, they told people that if he stayed as bishop, they'd have to learn Latin too. So that's very analogous to the modern day, isn't it?
Learn another language. This guy's trying to make us learn. Get him. That would work in America. In America, you'd be like, we need you to learn another language. Kill him.
Yeah.
Probably works in England too.
Yeah, probably. So they were stirring up division. They also told people that Roman Catholicism was not the traditional Christianity of their people. So, bit of racial divide in there as well. Right. Always fun. Returning from a trip to Warsaw in Poland, Josaphat...
Was it just like a nice vacation? He's like, you know what? I need to get away.
I imagine he was doing some priest stuff.
Nope. Nice getaway in the big town. Do a little shopping. Like just a little me time for Joseph. Just like, I just need to go, some Broadway shows, whatever the Broadway of Warsaw is called.
Is.
Yeah.
I do not know.
Yeah, just kind of getting out,
But he returned from Warsaw and he found that his support had become a bit shaky.
Yeah.
So the rival bishop had persuaded Vitebsk, Mogilev and Orcha that they'd been persuaded to the side of Metitius. And the nobility and many of the people, especially those of the episcopal city that Josaphat knew well, i.e. Vitebsk, adhered strongly to the union. But he could do little with these three cities.
Uh-oh.
Riots broke out and people chose sides.
Riots broke out? Just like, the Holy Ghost has slightly less power than the Father and the Son. Get him!
Well, yeah, it's like a football match, isn't it? It's like, you got to pick a side, then your side's not winning, so you're going to kick off.
I just feel like these people just wanted to riot. This is...
Maybe.
I don't think it would have mattered, but it's like,
what it was actually about.
They're out of hard cheeses. Fucking burn it to the ground.
Wait, do you mean they don't know who Jesus is?
Whatever.
So when the King of Poland proclaimed that Josaphat was, in fact, the legitimate Archbishop of Polotsk, he was falsely accused of fomenting trouble and using force against the dissidents by the Chancellor of Lithuania, who was a Roman Catholic, stirring up further dissent. So even though Josaphat was a Catholic himself, he was losing followers on both sides.
Wait, I've lost track of who's on what side. So the King of Poland says Joseph is the real Archbishop.
Yeah.
And then the Chancellor of Lithuania is like, who is also a Catholic.
Accused him of stirring up more trouble.
I don't even know what to... Yeah, okay.
It's all getting
feels
very
like
messy.
It's become like in Life of Brian, where it's like the Judean People's Front versus the People's Front of Judea.
Yeah,
and it's just like, who even knows who's on what side anymore?
Well, I mean, that was very accurate satire of a lot of things.
It was. Yeah, if you read Homage to Catalonia, which is George Orwell's memoir of his time during the Spanish Civil War, there's like a whole section that is just like, okay, well, here's how we lost to the fascists. It's because there were all these socialist splinter groups that started fighting each other. And you're like, oh, this is what Monty Python was making fun of. It's sad. It's sad. Anyways.
It is. But again, it's the thing of people getting weighed down by the small details.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Does the Holy Spirit proceed from the Father, or is just there at the same time with the two of them.
Yeah. And can priests have not just one wife, but four?
Quite. So basically, the Roman Catholic Chancellor, Leon Sapir, was afraid of the potential for political unrest during these disturbances, and that's why he wanted to appear like he was on the side of the dissidents to try and like further his own political career and remain popular.
Oh, I see.
So basically, Josaphat was being undermined by people on his own side as well as people on the other side, and was not given the support he should have received from the Latin bishops of Poland because he insisted on maintaining the Byzantine rites and customs. So I think the point is, he was like, we want to unite the church, so we've got to bring in some elements that people are still happy with. And the Catholics were like, no, we will not change anything. We're not going to compromise at all to meet you in the middle. So yeah, he was coming up against a lot of opposition.
So he finds himself in the middle of these factions, just kind of left alone.
Yeah.
With his ass hanging out, just like I thought I could get some support from somebody. But you take one trip to Warsaw and everything goes to shit.
Basically. Yeah, so he was accused by the Roman Catholics of not being sufficiently Catholic because of wanting to hold on to the Eastern rites, but he was accused by the Orthodox of being too Roman Catholic.
Super Roman Catholic.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So he can't win. There's no winning.
Exactly.
He's like, you know what? I'm just gonna go home.
Wow.
You know what? I see where I made my mistake, and it was getting involved in the first place. So
I'm just gonna go back to my hair shirt.
Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna go back to my dad's dung sculpting business. That seems like a better use of my time.
Just mindful arts and crafts. It's good for you.
Maybe see if that guy will give me his fortune and his daughter.
And his daughter again?
Yeah.
No, she's definitely married by now.
She is. Well, I will take the fortune, though, if that's okay. Yeah.
He stoically held firm to his own position and was determined to appear in Vitebsk, which had become the hotbed of opposition.
Okay.
So in 1623, he set out to Vitebsk to meet the threats head on, despite she getting threats of violence against him.
Yeah, so I'm putting my faith in God, and this is not going to backfire.
Not at all.
Yeah,
it never does, as we know.
Yeah, he's like, you know what? I think God's going to get me out of this one because I feel confident in my position here.
It's funny you should say that because he was offered a military escort, but he turned it down.
Like an idiot.
Yes.
Got it. Okay. Real dum-dum.
He instead went into the hotbed of the opposition in the knowledge that he might die. And once he addressed an angry mob with the words, I, your shepherd, am happy to die for you. So I guess he believed that if they killed him, they would see the error of their ways at some point.
That's a bad plan. Because you're dead, and then you're just like, well, I hope this works out for somebody, because it didn't work out for me.
Yeah. The separatists saw their chance to get rid of him. It's a pretty obvious chance if he's not got a military escort. But...
Yeah. He just showing up in his monk robes and being like, what now? And they're like, oh, well, we're an angry mob, so...
Yeah. Their threats were so public that Josaphat preached on the gospel verse, John 16, verse 2. Indeed, an hour is coming when those who kill you will think that by doing so they are offering worship to God.
So he's like, think about it, huh? Maybe think about it.
Maybe take a beat.
Maybe you think you're serving God. Maybe not.
Yeah.
Still leaves it up as like, well, we might then, right? Okay, but...
Yeah, he was not unequivocal enough.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. You're going to be like, where's the passage that says you're not serving God? Flip, 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 flip. Shit.
Never rely on the Bible to save your life in an argument.
Yeah, it's like, hold on a second. I see now how there was a lot of ambiguity in that verse. Let me just...
we'll find another one. Hang on.
I found this one that says, hey, don't kill Josaphat. He's a swell guy. He's in the book of Acts or something.
He told the people, you want to kill me. You wait in ambush for me in the streets, on the bridges, on the highways, in the marketplace, everywhere. Here I am.
Rock you like a hurricane. Sorry.
I came to you as a shepherd. You know I would be happy to give my life for you. I'm ready to die for union of the church under St. Peter and his successor, the Pope. This sounds a little bit like it was written afterwards and he didn't actually say that.
Because all I said was like, hold on a second, let me keep looking in the Bible. Flip, 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 flip. Please don't kill me yet. Flip, 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 flip.
Yeah, and they just wrote it in afterwards to sound much more Catholic.
Wait, did he beg for his life at the end? Can we just spice that up a little bit? Make that a little bit nicer?
When the separatists saw that they were not getting a violent response they'd hoped for, they decided to wear Josaphat down as they plotted more direct action. So they sent a priest named Elias to the house where everyone was staying, who shouted insults and threats to everyone he saw.
Fuck you, Josaphat. You big fatty.
Your mum. Yeah.
Yeah.
putting the cunt in Kuntsevych, am I right?
Yeah, you sucks, Josaphat.
When Elias came back the next morning, the morning of November the 12th. Well, if you'd been paying attention, Matthew.
You said it was several days in November.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Well, then there's nothing significant about this date. It's fine. The servants were at their wits' end and begged Josaphat's permission to do something. Before he went off to say his office, i.e. the worship that he did every day, he told them they could lock Elias away if he caused trouble again. When he returned to the house, he found that the servants had done just that, and Josaphat let Elias out of the room. But it was too late. The mistake had been made. Elias had not been hurt in any way by being imprisoned, but as soon as the mob saw that he'd been locked up, they rejoiced in the excuse they'd been waiting for. Bells were rung, and the mob descended on the house. By the time they reached the house, Elias had been released, but the mob didn't care. They wanted blood.
Or you like other parts of town, like, oh, are those the mob bells? Oh, honey, where's my torch? No, you hear the mob bells?
It's always difficult to tell the difference between the mob bells and the church bells. They just kind of sound the same after a while. So the mob didn't care. They wanted the blood they'd been denied for so long.
They're vampires.
Josaphat came out into the courtyard to see the mob beating and trampling his friends and servants. He cried out, "My children, what are you doing with my servants? If you have anything against me, here I am."
Rock you like a hurricane.
With shouts of "Kill the papist!" Josaphat was hit, first with a stick, then an axe, and finally shot through the head.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Now you're paying attention.
So they hit him with a stick.
Yeah.
And somebody was like, dude, what, did you just hit him with a stick? Like, yeah, I don't know. I just hit him with a stick. Like, look at what I've got. I've got an axe. All right. See, this is how you hit somebody. Okay, fine. I don't know. I thought we'd start out light with the stick. I didn't realize we're going right to axes.
And then, someone else in the crowd just like, oh, fuck this.
It's like you brought an axe to a gunfight.
Yeah. Then his bloody body was dragged to the river and thrown in, along
Finally.
with the body of a dog who'd tried to protect him.
What?
So this mob is full of arseholes.
Yeah. You know what? And fuck this dog, too.
It's like the Wicked Witch of the West.
This is obviously a papist dog, so
Yeah.
into the river with him, too.
Oh, God. The unsung heroes of this horrible episode were the Jewish people of Vitebsk.
I'm just like, please leave us out of this.
Some of the Jewish people risked their own lives to rush into the courtyard and rescue Josaphat's friends and servant from the bloodthirsty mob.
Oh.
Through their courage, lives were saved. These same Jewish people were the only ones to publicly accuse the killers and mourn the death of Josaphat, while the Catholics of the city hid in fear of their lives.
That's it.
Yeah. But also, bringing different parts of the community together, I suppose.
Yeah. It also, it must have been a change of pace for the Jewish community. It was like, is this mob about us? Oh, it's not? Oh.
Wow. Yeah.
That's a nice change of pace.
The violence had the opposite effect from what had been intended. Regret and horror at how far things had gone, and the loss of their archbishop, swung public opinion towards Catholics and unity. Eventually, even the fake Archbishop Meletius was reconciled with Rome, and 2 centuries later, Josaphat became the first saint of the Eastern Church to be formally canonized by Rome after numerous miracles were attributed to him.
Oh.
But I couldn't find out what they actually were. But they definitely happened.
Certainly not a miracle of not getting
Saving your life, yeah.
murdered by a mob.
So that was his life and death.
Does it heal the schism between the two churches then? Or
That's the implication. In that area, most people went over to Rome, by the sounds of it.
okay, so does he have any relics? Or
Yeah, so the body was recovered from the river and lay in the state cathedral of Polotsk. Polotsk, that place, spelt differently in different bits of the research, and was later moved to Rome, where it now lies in St. Peter's Basilica under the altar of St. Basil the Great.
Wait, did they kick out St. Basil?
I guess he's further under it, I don't know.
Oh, okay.
5 years after his death, Josaphat's body was found to be incorrupt.
But still having a giant hole in the head?
Guess so. And there is also a relic of him in the catacombs of the Holy Trinity Roman Catholic Church in Chicago.
Oh.
So, yeah, he's spread around a bit.
Wait, if he's incorrupt, then how
what
did they
is
get the other...
relic?
Yeah, what's the relic? Do we know what the relic is?
I could not find that info, I'm afraid.
Because then just like just a whole human arm. Like,
Well, maybe it's like one of those St. Gemma relics, It's
Like
it's
this-
just a little bit of him.
yeah, this is the bullet that killed him.
Oh, could be. Still have a fair amount of DNA on it.
Or the axe,
Good point.
So he's in St. Peter's Basilica and Chicago. Two good places to be.
Yeah. I mean, St. Peter's Basilica, pretty big deal.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of the major leagues.
Yeah. So yeah, he was a pretty big deal.
Yeah, that's good.
Because of what he died for, I guess. So on the basis of that, can you guess what his patronages are?
Is he the patron saint of city councilman? His dad was a
No.
shitty
So
city
that would be
councilman?
his dad, probably.
Is he the patron saint of sleeping on the floor? So
I mean, there's a lot of them, to be fair, who sleep on the floor. So
he's the patron saint of guys who just have a mattress on their floor. And they still think that's okay, and it's just like, is he the patron saint of getting a bunch of promotions at once? Just getting promoted? Is he the patron saint of getting
failing
promoted?
upwards.
Yeah.
No.
Is he the patron saint of being buzzkill?
He's not.
He's not. Yeah, it just seems like the patron saint of like, just if you are out there and you see people having a real good time, you're like, you're coming in and you're like, actually, we got to clean this place up.
The patron saint of get off my lawn.
Please clean up this place and divorce your wives. Is he the patron saint of having a nice little getaway to Warsaw? Patron saint of having one good vacation before everything goes to hell.
I mean, wouldn't that be an inspiration for us all right now?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Is he the patron saint of riots?
No.
Is the patron saint against riots?
Very well for him. Yeah.
I was going to say, is he the patron saint for protection against riots?
No, because again, guess it failed.
Or mobs,
him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what are his patronages?
So he is the patron of Edmonton in Alberta, Canada. I don't know why.
Why? Yeah.
Also, similarly, the patron of Toronto, Ontario.
Okay. Weirdly Canadian heavy saint, but okay.
I mean, if anything, you'd think Chicago because of that church.
Right,
relics,
exactly.
But
yeah.
no, makes no sense.
But not Chicago?
His big one is he's the patron saint of Ukraine. So that's why I chose him today, because I don't know. I've been hearing through the news that like the shows of solidarity that people are doing might feel kind of futile in the face of like, you know, we do what we can. But I heard someone who was like fighting for Ukraine saying that actually seeing people's shows of solidarity and stuff made a real difference to morale for the people fighting. So yeah, I thought, you know, in the face of feeling like, oh, why are we doing our dumb jokes and stuff when there's so much going on, it would be nice to kind of
make fun of their patron saint.
Wow. I'm trying to do a nice thing here, Matthew. Okay.
I understand what you're doing, and I appreciate that. I mean, it is difficult in the face of the acts of an unhinged madman with a nuclear arsenal. It's hard to know what to do. So
yeah,
hopefully, the people of Ukraine, they'll come through the other side of this. We'll see
and
how things go.
I think there's like in this story, there's like quite a lot that's sort of inspiring, like this story of Josaphat, in that, you know, he had, you could say, maybe again, I'm not like very informed about the situation by any means, but you know, his sort of like the courage of his convictions and being sort of willing to die for what he believed in and stuff, I think is like you can see the kind of thread that runs between that story and the present moment, I think.
And his being like, hey, let's maybe not fight about stupid
small
shit.
Stuff. Yeah.
Well,
I don't know. I think it's almost the opposite, though, isn't it? Because it's like democracy versus not. It's a much bigger deal.
Yeah. He seemed like kind of a reasonable guy in the end, where he was kind of like, maybe we can find a middle path.
Yeah.
And then everybody else was just like a real piece of shit. And then looking for an excuse to start a mob. And well, that's good. He just has the 3 patronages then, just the 2 places in Canada and the Ukraine.
And as we've learned, is a massive country in Europe.
It is.
That, you know, it's becoming more and more significant.
Well, do you think you'd ever have St. Josaphat intercede for you, Anna?
Let's see. When I'm playing board games, I'm really like, if I feel like someone has not, like if someone wrongs me in a board game, I feel like they haven't adhered to the rules. I get very like sticklery about arguing for my point. So I think he'd be a good one on that front.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, you know, as I've touched on though, in a more serious way, probably at this moment, not intercede because I'm not religious, but like in terms of looking to someone as a symbol of hope or inspiration, I think, you know, he's someone to bear in mind, maybe.
Yeah, if he can do anything to help out,
any help would be appreciated. But also, I realised, like, by doing this, I as soon as I said he was patron of Ukraine, I seem to have bummed you out. So, you know, in him being the patron saint of being a buzzkill, clearly that's something I took inspiration from.
I'm often a buzzkill. I'm a pretty humorless guy a lot of times,
which is weird because you run so much comedy stuff.
I do, but I'm in a very specific way. I'm very much about comedy is in one specific vein, and if you don't do that, I'm fucking angry at you. Yeah, so that's good for me. I'm less of a buzzkill as I get older. I think I've gotten more loosey-goosey, just like whatever. If it feels good, do it kind of guy.
If you want to marry 3 people while you're a monk, why not?
Do it. I think that is where the Catholic Church is failing. Where if they were like, no marriage.
If they were bigamous, they'd be more popular.
Instead of saying like, if you're a priest, you can't marry anybody. It's like, if you're a priest, we'll let you have up to 3 wives. Huh? 3 wives? Huh? Maybe the Catholic Church looks pretty good right now. Huh? If you're a nun, still no wife, still no marriage.
What if you're a nun, you can also have up to 3 wives? That would be excellent.
I think that is very much outside of the Catholic Church's interest. But yeah, I don't know. I think I would definitely not if I had to get away from a mob or confront a mob. But if I ever had to, like, I don't know, clean up a church, he's a helpful guy, you know. If I had to do a serious church renovation, seems like a helpful fella.
Yeah, the account didn't really talk about whether he hired architects or, like, you know, had his own vision for that.
Just rolled up his monk sleeves and just really got to work on it. And
his hair shirt sleeves.
His hair shirt sleeves, yeah. Well, thank you, Anna, for bringing me this intricate tale of a lot of particular religious elements, like
that we didn't fully understand. We are no clearer on them at the end than at the beginning.
A lot of political intrigue, people with their own political agendas, people with their own religious agendas, very complicated historical period as we are living through these days as well. Yeah, but thank you for bringing me this tale. It is a shame it was a bit of a bummer. And we hope we have all the best wishes for the people of Ukraine.
Sorry for bringing it back to reality.
Yeah, I'm just gonna make a quick note that we're extending our probation period a further 3 months.
Reason bumming you out.
Kind of forgot we were a comedy podcast. Yes, it's a serious time in the world, so please everybody enjoy yourselves as much as you can and have a good laugh in crisis times. It's either that or you just kind of curl up in a ball and
wow.
just cry. You just go and do some therapeutic gardening, guys.
There you go. Check out the Cutslow Garden Center.
Yeah, go if you're feeling bummed out. Go where you can to get a good look at some guinea pigs.
Yeah,
and
that's a good message for the day.
And I think that's just nice. It's just they're just fun. You look at them around, and you're like, that's a good energy to kind of like reinvigorate yourself with.
Don't wear hair shirts. Just eat carrots.
Yeah.
And be floofy.
But thanks, Anna.
That's okay. Have a blessed day.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, I'm sorry.
It's all right.